Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. And we'll begin pretty much now at 8:30. So as always, practice according to your conditions. And I look forward to sharing this practice with you. Namaste. Let's begin by sitting tall and straight. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything we need can already be found within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you are everywhere, established in the hearts of all beings. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we acquire strong desire for the knowledge that brings us relief from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. So let's begin with the Omnama Shivaya mantra, which means I bow to inner light, calm response. Stand with the hands together at the heart. We'll start with a mantra for purification to purify this space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you know the chant, you may chant along. If you don't, just think about the intention of purifying, and then you derive all the benefits as though you were doing it along with me. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabahya Pihantraha Sji. And release. So So stand with your feet about hip width apart. We'll do spiritual breathing in order to establish a deeper connection with the divine. Bring the arms up, the palms facing up a little bit. Inhale from the fingertips down into the heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the breath at the heart. Imagine all the love sitting there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out through the arms, just the breath. Love stays in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, imagine you're a magnet pulling everything you need into the heart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding it all in the heart. Exhale out through the arms. Again, everything stays in. Just the breath leaves out through the fingertips. Last time, drawing the best of the best universe down into the spiritual heart. Holding it there, on the right side of the physical heart, that is the location of the spiritual heart. Exhale out through the arms again, just the breath. And bring the arms down. Now let's continue with the exercises. Watch the body moving by itself. Imagine you're the witness. Let's roll the head in circles, trying to touch the ears to the shoulders. And then switch the direction of rotation. Try to make the ears touch the shoulders. Good, now roll the shoulders forward. Feel the torso lifting up out of the hips as the shoulders come up. And then bring the arms into the movement to amplify the sensations of the shoulder blade movements. And then backward roll. Imagine your shoulder blades are the wings of the heart. Exercise them. And then bring the arms into the movements. Good, now release. Open up the feet a little bit more, the toes beyond the edges of the mat. Left arm up, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend to the right. And then coming back up. And imagine you have weights in your fingers, pulling you a little bit deeper into the pose each time. And then further on the exhale, inhale, come up. Try to keep the right side of the body free of wrinkles as you bend. One last time, come up. And then lean. And then coming back up, the right arm comes up, go to the left this time. Stretch the right side of the body. Breathe into the stretch. And back up. Glide down. And 2 more. And reach. One last time. And bend. Coming back up now. Bring your arms over the head. Toss the body down on the exhale. Sigh out through the mouth. Last time, just allow the body, just stay down, stop shaking. And then roll your way back up. Next, stack the forearms on top of one another, bend the knees a little bit. We're going to go from side to side, Kapalabhati as you do this. So you're just throwing the belly button against the spine, concentrate on the exhale. So you exhale as you twist. And conclude. Next one, it's called lion's breath. Going to come into a squat, just go to the level that you can. At the same time, you make a big, fierce face. So the eyes go wide, the tongue hangs out of the mouth. Have fun with it, be like a child. Release some tension. Shake out the wrists. Fling the hands from side to side as fast as you can. Hands just moving by themselves. And then up and down, flap the wings. Flap them like the wings of a hummingbird, moving very, very fast. You can't even see the fingers moving. And release. Bring the arms over the head now, feet a little bit closer together. Turn the palms up to the sky. Inhale, lift up off the heels. And back down, rock back onto the heels, lift the toes. And come forward again, push into the roots of the toes. Come down. Inhale, come up. And back down, lift the toes and up. Get tall and down. One more time. Rock forward onto the roots of your toes and back on the heels, lift. And then come down. So just come to the top of the mat now, hands in front of the heart. Close the eyes. Imagine you're moving with yogis all over the world to deliver benefits to all beings. Do this practice as your divine duty to all. So let's move together, reach the arms up over the head. Come down slowly, hands to the ground, chest to your thighs, bend your knees if you need to, bring your hands flat. Right foot back, lower the knee, drop down to the seat, lift the head. Then come into high plank, lower down the knees, and bring the seat all the way back behind the heels. Come forward, brush your nose to the ground as you come forward, then lift the chest, bring the head back. Come all the way back again, 2 more times. Seat all the way back, glide forward. Pull with your arms to propel your body forward smoothly. Come all the way back. One last time. Drag the body forward. Lift up, arch the back. Then roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Sink the heart. The right foot now steps to the hands. If that was too much, lower the knee. The foot doesn't make it all the way, just assist it forward with the right hand. Feet come together, chest to the thighs, bend the knees if you need to again. Come all the way up. Bring the hands back to the heart. Extend the arms over the head, arch the back, stretch the front of the body. Come down again. Fold the body in half. Left foot back into a lunge, sink down to the seat, into the plank. Knees down, the seat all the way back behind the heels. Once again, creep forward, allow the belly to come forward, lift the head, come all the way back. Glide the belly down the thighs, along the mat. Raise the chest and the head, and then all the way back. Lose yourself in the sensations. Come forward again. Lift up. And bring the seat up and back, downward facing dog. Head below the arms. Then the left foot steps forward to the hands. Modify as you need to according to your condition. Feet together. Pull the body to the legs, head down. Come all the way up. Return home, hands to the heart. Reach up again. Stretch the front of the body. Calm down. Right foot back into a lunge. All the movements done gracefully, and link the movements together like you're doing a dance. Knees just forehead down. Glide all the way forward into your Cobra. Immediately back into all-encompassing, downward facing dog. Then the right foot steps forward to the hands softly. Feet come together, bow to the legs. Come all the way up. Return home. Don't worry about the breath. Just move the body in a way that feels intuitive, that allows the breath to remain steady and even. Left foot back, and then the breath will deliver fluidity and ease. Lower down. And then come forward and up. Bhujangasana, Cobra. Right back into Adho Mukha Svanasana again. Melt the heart. Left foot steps. Feet together, Uttanasana. Pull the body toward the legs. Come up to standing. Return home, hands to the heart. Adding on. Reach the arms up over the head. Come down. Again, body on your thighs. Bend the knees, chest on your thighs. During the hands behind the back. Inhale, push the chest towards, more towards the front. Exhale, pull the head down towards the ground. We'll lift the seat. And arms go beyond the head. Fold the body in half. Bend your knees again if you need to, so you don't lose a connection of your body with your legs. And then release the hands down in front of the feet. Right foot back. Lower the knee down. Drop the seat down. Raise your arms over the head. Join the hands. Kapalabhati. Arch the back. Stretch the line from the toes right to the fingertips. And then bring the hands back down. Back into plank. Ashtanga Namaskar. Knees, chest, forehead down. Glide between the arms. Right back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then the right foot steps to the hands again. Seat close to the front heel. Raise your arms up again. Stretch. And then bring the hands back down. Feet come together. Pull the body down onto the legs. Bend the knees. Join the hands behind the back. Inhale. Push the chest towards the more further forward. Exhale. Push the body into the legs. Head comes down. Then release the arms. Bring them up all the way over the head. Hips forward. Hands back to the heart. One more like that. Arms up over the head. Come down gracefully. Bend the knees. Join the body to the legs. Reach forward with the chest and then push the legs back. Lift the seat. Head comes down. Arms over the head. And then bring the hands to the ground. Left foot back. Lower the knee. Kapalabhati. Reach the arms up, stretch up and back. And then hands down, back into plank, lower down. Knees, chest, forehead down, and then glide through. Bring the head all the way back into your Cobra. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot steps to the hands, back knee down. Kapalabhati again. Imagine your fingertips going, the index fingers going over the back toe. And then come back down. Always move according to your condition, of course. Feet together, chest to your thighs, bending the knees. Extend forward the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale. Keep the spine long even as you tilt the head down and the seat comes up. Release the arms. Come all the way up to standing. Hips forward. Bring the hands back to the heart. And one more variation. Reach the arms up and back. Stretch the whole front line of the body. Bring your hands down. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Rock forward onto the roots of your toes. Shoulders over the fingertips. From here, push into the ground hard. Bend the elbows and just allow your toes to glide back into chaturanga or walk back. From here, swing forward into upward facing dog. You can always keep your hips on the ground if you need to. Roll the shoulders back. Bring the head up and back as though you're howling at the moon. Try to lift your thighs and knees away from the ground. If you're doing upward facing dog, make sure you don't hyperextend your joints either. Chest forward. And back into downward facing dog. Just melts the heart a little bit. Pull the hips back. Exhale, soften the line in the back. Allow the heart to come towards the ground and the belly to the thighs. Bounce a little bit through the chest. Try to get the top of the head to come down on or close to the ground as possible. Okay, ready to come forward. Lift the heels, bend the knees, chest to your thighs, look between your hands. Push into your hands. And then lightly jump forward. If you don't have to come way off the ground, you can just glide over the ground. From here, come all the way up. Hasta Uttanasana, standing salute. Bring the hands back to the heart. One more time. Arms up over the head. Come down. Over the legs. Inhale, lift up. Shoulders over the fingertips. Keep your arms strong by pushing right into the ground. Lift up. And then glide back or walk back into your upward facing dog or cobra. Try to find yourself fully in the form that you're representing, the wolf howling at the moon or the dog howling at the moon here. No wrinkles in the back, the neck or the lower back. And then pull back into downward facing dog. Make like a dog stretching its back, the head down. Be like the dog, loyal to its master. Good. Then lift the heels, bend the knees, chest your thighs, push into your hands again. Stay strong to the arms and just bring your feet forward, hopping or walking. Pull the body in towards the legs. Come all the way up. Arch back if you feel comfortable. And then bring the hands back to the heart. From the heart, inhale up to the third eye. Exhale back down to the heart. Establish yourself in divine love. Let go of all expectations and all attachments to the results. Let's continue on Shiva Namaskara. Reach the arms up over the head again. Come down. Take a moment here in the Uttanasana. You can take other variations if you like. Hold the opposite elbows and see if you can pull your forearms down the legs. Keep your body connected with your thighs. Bend your knees as you need to. Or you can step on your fingers with your heels, pressing the forearms against the backs of the legs. Try to lengthen the spine. Try to get your chest beyond the knees. The head close to the feet. Then from here, come out, bring your hands in just a little bit from the feet, lift the heels and just rest your shins on the backs of your arms. If you can here, you can see if you can lift up your feet. Bakasana, keep your arms straight. If it's too much, bend your elbows, squeeze your knees on either side of the shoulders, and just stay lower. Keep your seat and your head closer to the ground and just pull your toes away from the ground. Keep pressing your legs to the arms, the ankles, inner ankles, and the knees. From here, if you know how to get into Chaturanga, you can just come back or just bring your feet down and come back into Chaturanga. Into upward facing dog here. Again, modify as you need to, come into Sphinx or Cobra. Stretch the front of the body, lift the head up high, bring it back towards the seat. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in, breathe out, soften. And bring the left foot forward to the hands, back knee down, Kapalabhati. Inhale, come upright, pull the hands down on the seat, pull down, and push the rib basket up. Now shape the body so that there's no folds in the lower back. Imagine you're trying to use your hands to just take all the wrinkles out of the lower back. Bring the chest up, the head back. And when you're ready, bring your arms up over the head. Wiggle the shoulders a little bit, try to get them behind the ears. Try to make the shape of a crescent moon. Some of us might be more upright, that's okay. Just do according to your condition. It's the effort that counts. Now come back up. We're going to go into spear pose. So I'm going to turn it forward so you can see. If you can, you just rest your left forearm on the left thigh. Keep your seat low and bring the right foot up. You have to bring it a little bit in front of the body. And you might be holding the foot just like this if you have a little bit of tightness in your hamstrings. If you can, you fold the foot down closer. You reach across with your left hand to the foot, hold the foot, and the right arm goes back behind. Very flexible. Eventually you can push the foot down, and then you might be able to tuck it underneath the rib basket and release both arms. For professionals, as Dharma says. Move according to your condition. Good. Now release the foot. Come more upright. Turn to the front, bend the toes under and the back foot. The legs are like a box. Right arm comes up, Parivita Paschimottanasana. Angle the toe and the knee towards the right, so you can take the elbow to the outside of the thigh. The armpit is right close to the thigh, left hand pushes down into the right. Inhale, push the body up. Center of the chest comes through thumbs. Exhale, roll the left shoulder all the way back. Try to get your chest to look straight up. Now if you want, you can bend the toes under and take the back foot up off the ground. Left hip moves back, head moves forward. On the inhale, exhale, roll a little bit deeper. Try to get your whole chest flat, looking up. If you want to take a bind, left arm goes around the back and you join your hands underneath the belly. Lock the fingers together or hold the left wrist with the right hand. Now release. Come up into warrior two. Bend the front knee, sink down to the seat, extend the arms. From here, join hands behind the back, humble warrior. Lift the chest, bring the head back. Exhale, take a dive down. Go to the right a little bit so the shoulder doesn't get caught on the knee. Ideally, you slide your shoulder to the inside and you bring the forehead down towards or on the ground. Sink through the seat. If you need to, you lower the right knee on the ground. Come up halfway, bring your hands down onto the ground, turn forward, hips and shoulders forward for lizard. Rock back and forth, pushing off the roots of your toes. And then from here, lower the back knee down, flatten out the toes, roll to the right. If your shoulder's below the knee or let the same line of the knee, you can bring maybe the right forearm down. Roll to the left and bring the left forearm down, possibly as well. You're very flexible and your hips are right down, anchored down to the ground. You might be able to get your chest down. If you're quite flexible, your chest is on the ground. Left arm comes around the outside, snakes underneath the leg and over the body. The right hand can take, the left hand can take the right hand into a bind. Or just keep your arms out to the side. Make sure the knee doesn't fall too far away from the shoulder. Now, coming back onto the hands, bend the toes under, lift the back knee and press the back foot flat. From here, take your left shoulder in behind the knee if you can. Just anchor in place behind the knee. Some of you might be able to tuck your chin in. You might not need to lift the seat a little bit more. And see if you can tuck your chin in and bring the back of the head to press against the heel. If you're very flexible, some of you might be able to get your head to the outside of the foot. If you want to go even deeper, you can join your hands behind the back for another variation of humble warrior. If that was too much, you keep your left arm in front of the leg, okay? And you might need to come back onto the ball of the foot. Now wherever you're at, come back into plank. So if your arm is behind the knee, you can see if you can swing your leg right back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out, soften. And then we're going to take the right foot to the hands, back knee down, starting in Kapalabhati again. Prepare by pulling the seat down, pushing the rib basket up. Feel as though you're folding your back in half at the spine. Your shoulders go back. Your chest as wide as possible. And then take your Kapalabhati. If you know the variations, go ahead. Try to find the shape of a crescent moon, radiate your light. And then lift back up, press into the front knee, and we're going to come up, spear pose. So you just bring your right forearm to the right thigh, pull the left foot up if you can. You can hold it here. And if you have the flexibility, bring it closer. The toes come a little bit in front of the hip. So you can take the foot in the hand and bring the left arm out. Have to have your seat nice and low towards the front heel again to find a balance. Again, if you're quite flexible, you get your foot right down. You lift up a little bit, tuck the foot underneath the rib basket. Don't do this if you have knee issues, okay? And then reach up. Break the pose here. And then we're going to come up a little bit, upright. Bend the toes under the legs like a box. Parivrita Parsvakonasana, left arm up. Elbow to the outside the thigh. Join hands in prayer. Inhale, push the belly higher than the thigh. Exhale, roll the right shoulder all the way back. Again, the armpits by the knee. If you want, raise the back knee up off the ground. Or if you want to take a bind, combine it all together, go ahead. Left hand holds the right wrist in this version, or lock the fingers together. Push for the back heel. Pull the right hip back, extend to the top head. Exhale, roll a little bit more towards the sky. And then come back out. Whoops, warrior two. So down through the seat. Come into the consciousness of a warrior. Strong, determined, and proud. Then join hands behind the back. Pull hands down further. Bring the head up and back. Exhale, come forward. Sorry, I was not balanced here. And then come forward. Go to the left a little bit. Forehead down. Sink through the seat. Whatever happens, be unconcerned. Just do your best. Again, if you need to, you lower the knee down, okay, to make it a little bit more accessible according to your condition. Don't go to a place of pain or anxiety. It's not what you want to offer up. And come up, again, lift the head and chest. Come into lizard. Prepare by rocking back and forth. So accept that there's always forces at work that are constantly shifting you into a quiet, peaceful state, into a restless state, sometimes into a inertia, a state that's a little bit more tamasic, so a little bit more sluggish. Be accepting of all of it and just flow with it. Lower the knee down, flatten out the toes. Keep extending the head forward. Exhale, anchor down. Feel heavy through the hips and the lower body. Keep the gaze steady like a lizard that doesn't blink. And if you're more flexible, of course, move deeper. Chest comes down, palms come up to the side. Or the bind. Snake the right arm underneath, from the outside, underneath the leg, over the back on the inside of the body, and then rest in a pose. And release. Come back onto the hands, lift the hips. Flatten out the back foot and take the right shoulder, if you can, in behind the knee. Push against the back of the knee with the front of the shoulder. If you can, tuck your chin in. Let's see if you can pull the body in so you can get the back of the head to press against the foot, the heel, or to the other side of the foot, the outside. And then you might be able to take your hands over your back again, join them together for another version of humble warrior. And release. Take your head up from underneath. Again, come back with your right leg into plank. Back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Soften through the heart. Now from here, coming into Vasisthasana. Do it this way. Going to move the left hand more towards the middle of the mat from the nose. Spin on your feet. Your right foot can stay in front a little bit. Arc the body away from the ground. Keeps your hips high. Your hand is in front of the shoulder a little bit. Keep the arm extended. Don't drop into your shoulder. Keep the neck long. Press your hips forward. Feel like a kite being blown by the wind. Open up yourself to all possibilities. Coming back down, go to the other side. You can only go as far as the imagination, so work on cultivating a boundless imagination. Coming again into your side plank. Hips high. Bring the left arm back a little bit. Make sure again you don't collapse into your shoulder. Keep your arms strong, your arm fully extended. And then back down into downward facing dog. One more round here. So if you want, you can come into wild thing and into other variations. So left hand moves more. So again, to the right, come into your side plank, and then slide your right toes back, push into your toes and your hands so you can lift your hips and chest up. If you're strong for the left hand, the left foot, keep the left foot flat on the ground. You might be able to take the right knee up. More flexible, take hold of the foot. Very flexible. Open up a little bit. Pull the knee or the foot out to the side. Back down, same way as you entered, gracefully. Push into the toes, mirror the left hand into the mat, the heel of palm back into downward facing dog. Now the other way. On the right hand and the right foot. Go into the pose, keep your hips high. And then slide your left toes back to come into wild thing so your chest turns more to the sky. And you want to move your left foot in a little bit so that you can keep your foot flat on the ground and your hips high so that eventually you can release your left foot up or your knee. Take hold of the foot to the knee. Try and work again your right leg straight. Back down and return. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften again. And now from here, lift the heels, bend the knees. Jump forward to the hands or walk to your hands. Pull the body down onto your legs. Padangusthasana. Take hold of the big toes, your two peace fingers. Elbows out to the side. Inhale. Extend the head forward. Try to push the chest further forward. Exhale. Pull the body right in. Lift the shoulders away from the ground so the neck is long. And see if you can bring your forehead to the shins. Imagine the top of the head resting right on your feet. Bend your knees again if you need to. If your body starts to detach from the legs. And then from here, come all the way up. Reach the arms up over the head. Bring the hands back to the heart. Breathe in from the heart space to the third eye. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in your divine duty of spreading love to all. Release. So we're going to do a standing balance sequence now. So just mat. So okay, so you come to the back of the mat. Starting off with warrior 3, moving into toppling tree perhaps. Okay, so reach the arms up over the head like you're brandishing a sword. And then walk the left foot forward, come forward, bend the standing leg a little bit, left leg, raise your right leg up. Try to make your body flat like a table. Imagine you're lying on a table. Stretch the ears between the biceps. Now you can stay here or toppling tree. Interlace your fingers, pull the hands over the head, and then see if you can lower your body down a little bit so the belly comes towards the thighs, but then curve the body by bringing the right foot up a little bit higher and bring the chest forward. Toppling tree. Now from here, press into your left foot, start to rise up. Going right into angel. If you can, keep your leg up. Open up the arms. Push the chest forward. Bring the head back. Imagine you're flying. Modify by bringing your toes to the ground. Concentrate on lifting up your chest. Bring your head back. And make an expression of abject surrender. Like humility, devotion. And release gracefully. Step back to the back end of the mat. Take a moment to just visualize yourself moving through that sequence with ease, with steadiness, and then see if your body will obey. Have no attachment to the results. Don't worry about the outcome. Just do your best. It's the effort that counts. Bring your arms up. Right foot steps forward. And then come into the warrior three. Take on the consciousness of a mighty warrior who's got strong intentions of protecting the people, serving the people. You may stay here, modify as you need to, bring hands on the ground, whatever you need to do, or bring them up to the side, or toppling tree. Join your hands together. Bring the left foot up a little bit higher, body down a little bit lower, but then pull the chest up. Now from here, press into the front foot, come up. Lift up through the heart, arms out to the side. And then bring your head back. Lose yourself in the expression that you see in your mind. A graceful vision of the angel flying. And release. Breathe in. Breathe out. All tension, all struggles. Now from here, we're going to lower down. Let's find our way into Bharadvadrasana. So if you can, you sit towards the right, bring the left foot back. If you can't do this comfortably, if it's hurting the knee, you can keep your leg extended straight out in front. Okay, so I'll do it this way first. Bring the right foot up, and then just go back and forth. And just move the leg around in this joint, just trying to get the hip to loosen a little bit. Now from here you push, lean back, push the right knee against the shoulder, and bring the foot down and across to the left so that the heel lands on the thigh, close to where it needs to go for your lotus, if it doesn't offer any resistance. So if you can, you pull your foot in if it doesn't hurt the knee, and you just bring your knee down. If this is too much, you just bring your knee down, your foot down, and then you place your foot on the inside of the leg. So pressing the foot against the inseam with the heel at the root. So you're turning towards the right now. Roll the right shoulder, head of the shoulder forward. Bring the right arm around. Sit back up. You can use your other hand to place the hand on the foot if your foot's in lotus. Look like this. Or place your hand on a thigh, or if you have a strap, use a strap or a shirt. Just take a handful of your shirt. Left hand forms a fist, press into the back, outside the right knee. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Exhale, turn to the right. Make sure the left side of the seat doesn't come up. Press it back down. You can use your right foot to press down into your hip to help you to keep it grounded. And move back forward. So from here, let's play a little bit like a child. So you can come around. So if you can do your lotus, you come into your lotus. You bring your left foot forward, slip inside the knee. And from here, you come up onto your knees and try to bounce on your knees. You have to kind of push, separate your legs to the place where they cross and really push the edge of the feet into the thighs. And then you just try to find a balance. Okay, so you just try to lift up. You have to pull really push the belly button from the spine, around the back a little bit to find a balance. If you don't have a full lotus, but you can do half lotus, you can bring your left foot in behind the right knee. Or if it's not lotus, you cross your ankles behind you. Okay, pull your feet close to your knees. Okay, so lots of different things. Press your hips forward, raise your arms up, and go tall. So again, just try to find the balance here. Pull the tail down and under, and push the belly button up and in. And then release. Try it on the other side now. Right leg floats back. And the left foot, just swing it out to the side and around, roll it around in the joint. Lean back, bring the left knee in towards the shoulders and across so that when the foot comes down, it's right close to the top of the hip where it has to go. And just pull it into the hip crease. Modify as you need to again with your right leg. Pull the foot in, keep your knees close together. Child, just experiment. Just take a moment to lie on your back. Breathe in. Exhale. Remove all fatigue. Now we're going to come into your shoulder stand. Bring the arms beside your body. Lift the legs. Press into the arms. Lift your seat. Maybe bring your feet all the way over your head first. And then see if you can join your hands together, wrists together, so that your arms are behind the body. Bring your hands to the back. Lift your legs up, one or both at a time. Legs are straight, chin over, and the toes in the same line. Modify as you need to. Bend your knees and bring your knees to the forehead if you like, or just sit on your hand with your legs up. If you can, come into your lotus again. Use your hands to help you. Now if you're right on top of the shoulders, you might also be able to take your hands to your thighs. To have your knees a little bit over your head and then push into your thighs so that you have your knees higher than your hips. Wherever you are, bring your attention to the space between the eyebrows. Watch that space intensely. Learn to control the mind to be one-pointed. Keep watching the darkness behind the forehead.
now without changing your focus in your mind. If you have a lotus, you bring your lotus down onto your body. You might be able to wrap your arms around the legs, join your hands underneath the feet, behind the knees, or if your legs are straight, bring your feet to the ground towards the ground for plow pose. If your feet find the ground, you can take your hands behind the back, or Karnapidasana, thighs against the body, knees on either side of the head. Getting ready to come out now. If you have a lotus, you can keep your lotus. Otherwise, drag your legs over the body. Come down slowly, roll the back down onto the ground, and then your hands are close together so that your seat lands on your hands, and you bring your legs down. If you have a lotus, you keep your lotus. And you're down on the ground, your back's on the ground, push into the elbows, lift the chest, bring the top of the head to the ground, and then hold your feet, pull on the toes so you can get your knees down and your elbows down. All others, just push into elbows, chest high, the top of the head on the ground. Now, Bhastrika breath, breathe very fast to the nose like a sniffing dog. And release here. So you have the lotus, untangle your legs, rest on your back. Breathe in, breathe out all fatigue. Ankle grasp. Stay on your back. You can slide your left foot in if you need to, if you have tight hamstrings. So slide your left foot in closer. Bring the right leg up. Hold the ankle and pull the knee onto the shoulder. If you can extend your left leg again if this feels okay. You try to bring your foot towards the head. Take your attention to all those areas in the leg where the muscles that need releasing, that's where the prana will go. You're very flexible. You might be able to pull your foot down right beside your head. Keep extending to the left leg. Now from here, bend the knee. Bring the heel back over the knee so that your legs, your heels line up the back of the knee, and then half happy baby pose. Just allow the knee to come to the outside of the body, just underneath the arm. Options here to take your foot out to the side, or if you're more flexible, bring the right shoulder in front of the knee. Push with the back of the shoulder against the knee, lift the knee up as high as you can, pushing up into the back of the knee, and then get your foot back. If you can, you can lift your head up. Those of you who can, have your chin in, pull the foot towards the left, and then you might be able to get your head in front of the leg. Slide your left foot in if you need to, or even raise it up off the ground entirely. You know the full pose, you can try to bring both feet behind the head for full yoga, sleeping yogi. And then we're going to release mindfully again. Bring the right foot down. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then go to the other side. Slide the right foot in if you need to. Raise the left leg up. Take hold of the ankle. And keep the knee at the shoulder as you tug on the leg a little, try to get it closer to the head. And then you can slide your right leg out. Very flexible again. Try to pull the foot down, right down to the ground beside the head. Next, half happy baby pose. Bend the knee again, the heel comes over the knee, back the knee, and then just press the knee on the outside of the body. Bring the right foot in if you need to, and options. Just take your foot out to the side, try not to roll the right hip with it, try to keep the right hip down, or left shoulder in front of the knee. Push against the knee, try to get the knee higher up so that you have more range of motion. Eventually take your foot back further, lift the head, and then your knee is more free, mobile, so you can get eventually your leg behind your head. Okay. Very loose again. You can do your full sleeping yogi. You pull on your feet, try to get them way behind your head, both shoulders in front of the knees. You cross your ankles, tuck your chin in, and you take your feet behind the head. Push back the shoulders. Some of you might be able to bind underneath the back, or take your hands in front in prayer. So you're very, very flexible. Just work according to your condition. And release. Lying Shavasana, inhale, exhale. Now from here, raise your arms over the head, come to seat position. You can roll onto your side if you like to come up. Now, coming into Uttanasana, raise your arms over the head, hinge forward, and bend your knees if you like. If you have tight hamstrings, you stay with me. Just hold the opposite elbows behind the knees, and then push the chest towards the knees, very much like we did in the standing Uttanasana. And then just pour more weight into the legs. Eventually, you slide your heels further forward, keep your body with your legs. Okay. Take your attention to the base of the spine. Your tension might make you feel as though all the blood are rushing there and causing a throbbing sensation, a pulsation. Now inhale, come back up. For Uttanasana, take your hands behind your back. Lift the heels a little bit, and then from here we're going to half breath in. Push the hips up, roll the thighs towards the middle so your toes can come down flat on the mat. Your chest is higher than the shoulders if you can. If you need to, you bring your feet underneath your knees, do bench pose like this. Okay, then bring your head back and breathe very fast through the nose. Lower the seat down. Pull the legs tight against the body. Take a deep breath in, back straight. Hold the breath. Contract the root muscles, pull them up towards the navel. Keep the chest high and bring the chin right on to it. Hold the breath and bring the attention to the space between your eyebrows. you have high blood pressure or glaucoma or anything like that, don't hold the breath. Just breathe normally. Exhale, slowly release the tension in the throat and the root. Now come onto your belly. Okay, so we're going to start off with Cobra. Just warm up the back for back bending. Bring your arms up in front, forearms up beneath the shoulders. Sphinx pose to start. You can hold the edges of the mat, the top edge of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, pull the shoulders back, drop the shoulders, and really press the hips and the legs down. Feel as though you're encased in stone. Feel as though you were made of stone, like the statue, the Sphinx. Keep pulling the chest forward as you pull the arms towards you. Then here you can lift your elbows up, keep tugging on the edges of the mat. Pull on the mat, bring the head back, curve the spine. Now eventually you can release your hands and walk your hands towards the body. Come up a little bit higher, breath by breath. And then lower down. Rest. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more round of Cobra. If you want, you can come into King Cobra this time. So make your way up again. Modify as you need to. Now, if you're trying to get into King Cobra, you have to walk your hands as close as possible to the hips. Come onto the fingertips. Push into your fingertips and pull the body up as high as you can. Think of length, not so much an extreme back bend. Just get your head as high as you can over your hips. Open up your legs a little bit. Keep pushing into your fingertips and bend the legs. Imagine you're squeezing socks behind the knees. Point the toes, keep reaching up. Maybe the feet will find the head eventually. Visualize it in your mind. Keep practicing. Perhaps one day the breath will take you there. And then come down. Relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, now bend your legs, take hold of the ankles. Might need to roll to one side a little bit, towards the side that you're taking, and then go to the other side, rock to the other side, lift the knee up if you need to, take hold of the other ankle. Or hold the tops of the feet, but if you can't get the ankles, it's a little bit better because they're less slippery. Then lift the chest, half breath in. Push the ankles back into the hands, flex the toes, and then see if you can tug on the legs to get your legs up, your thighs up off the ground. If you know the full pose for advanced practitioners, go ahead. Full pose is bring the elbow in, take hold of the edge outside of the foot, pull the leg up so that your shoulder is high, your elbow's higher than the shoulder. And then bring your foot forward, your elbow forward, and then keep pulling on the leg so you can get the other arm up. Be careful of your shoulders. Okay, so make sure the elbow's higher than the shoulder first before you bring the elbow forward. And then this is a full pose. Let's try to get your legs up, your feet up higher, arms straight. And release. One foot at a time. Bring your hand down. If you do have the full pose, come out mindfully. So this is for practitioners who already know those poses. So, breast. Breathe in. Breathe out. All fatigue.
Alright, so one more. Forearm balance. So you want to pull the elbows in so they're a little bit closer than the shoulders. Lock the thumbs together, spread your fingers, and really press down with the arms. Pull the body, the shoulders in, like imagine you're squeezing something underneath your underarms. Press into with your fingers, gaze beyond your fingertips, bring your feet forward. Again, you can do this against the wall. You would just press your foot against the wall. Imagine I have a wall in front of me. So I have the foot in front of the wall, and then you have to raise your leg. And you just pull your toes away from the wall again. Okay, so you just try to bring your foot, if you're coming from the ground, doing it in the middle of the floor. Do the same type of thing by just getting a little bit more, trying to get your hips over your elbows and your shoulders, and come up very softly. Don't take big, hard, fast jumps. Keep the legs close to the body and your feet flexed. Find a balance. If you know other variations, of course, go ahead. Alternatively, you can start with your head on the ground first, and then push into your forearms and see if you can just tilt your chin up like you're coming into a cobra. All right, now come back down. Rest in child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Remember that everything is an offering, so don't do the practice just for the sake of just advancing yourself. Do it for the benefit of others. Imagine all your benefits being transmitted to all beings everywhere. And then roll your way up, seated, taking a final twist. So let's do Ardha Matsyendrasana. With your left leg folded in front, your left foot on the outside of the right hip, and your left foot over across the other side of the left knee. If you can't get both sides of the seat down, extend the left leg forward and move the foot a little bit further in front towards the ankle. Both sides of the seat grounded, lift the left arm up, push the lower back up and in, right hand against the seat in the center of the back. Inhale, lift through the chest, exhale. See if you can pull the knee further beyond the left edge of the body, free your abdomen. Each time you inhale, push the lower back up and in. Exhale, turn a little bit more, rotate from the base of from the hips all the way up. Keep your chest wide and don't lose the neck, keep the neck long. To face forward, go to the other side. Left leg. Make sure you're not sitting on your left foot if your right foot is bent like this. Okay, so make sure it's on the outside of the hip. Right arm up, left hand right against the seat. Try not to lean back, and then use the forearm to press against the thigh and pull the knee way beyond the right edge of the body. Inhale, lift up to the lower back, keep the back straight, and then look over your left shoulder. Return, untangle the legs. So we're just going to lie on the back for just 3 breaths here. Lie in Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. Imagine you're breathing in light and energy through the pores of the skin, everything coming in
Exhale, just send it all the way throughout the body. Feel recharged. Take all the tension out at the same time. Inhale again, light and replenishing energy comes in through the pores of the skin like beams of light. Exhale, flush the body with it. Good. Feel all the tension, the effort, just releasing. And one more time. Inhale deeply. Bring in all that love and light and energy. Exhale. Just diffuse it all the way throughout the body. Now slowly make your way back up to seated position. We'll do a little bit of pranayama first. So we'll do first sound healing yoga, sound breathing, and this helps to increase our aura. That is our protection against negative attacks, negative thoughts coming in at us, psychic attacks we call them. And we also, when we direct our energy, our attention to those areas in the body, we imagine healing going to those areas as well, whether it's your own body, whether it's someone else's that you know who's suffering. So let's give it a try. So bring your concentration to the root, the sacral region, and the navel. So the bottom, lower 3 chakras. The color is red, the sound is ah. So you exhale to the sound of ah. Inhale. Now bring your attention up to the heart. The color is green. The sound is you, a little bit of a higher pitch this time. Inhale. You. Next, go to the base of the throat. The color is blue. The sound is so. Inhale. So. Bring the attention now to the space between the eyebrows and the front of the head. And the color is another shade of blue. The sound is E. Inhale. Now from the center of the forehead, go right to the middle of the head, in the skull, at the base of the brain. The sound is sun, S-U-N. Concentrate on the N sound. The vibrations help to dislodge the toxins and send them into the bloodstream, eventually out of the body. Color is indigo. Inhale. Sun. And now to the crown. The color is violet. Sound is sum, S-U-M. And the sounds again, concentrate on the latter part of the sound, the M sound, to produce vibrations to promote mental sharpness and clarity. Sum.
going to do 3 rounds of purifier pranayama. This helps to purify the psychic receptors within our body. We open them up by observing the ethical rules, and we purify them through these types of techniques. Left hand in Yana Mudra, on the left knee, the right hand, second and third fingers fold down, turn the palm towards you. So this is the mudra that we use for pranayama. The right thumb blocks off the right nostril, right thumb for the left nostril. For this one, however, we're breathing through both nostrils, holding the breath, plug both sides of the nose, attention to the third eye, apply the throat in a root lock, and exhale through the left. So inhale for 4, hold for 12, and exhale for 8. Let's give it a try. Empty the lungs, breathe out. Inhale, 3, 4, plug the nose, contract the muscles of the perineum, pull them up towards the navel, third eye focus, chin on the chest. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Breathe out through the left side, release the locks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through both sides. 3, 4. Hold the breath for 12. Keep the attention at the third eye to attract all the vital force there. 9, 10, 11, 12. Breathe out through the left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale to both sides. Hold the breath. 12. Breathe out through the left side, release the locks. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the right hand to the knees. Now, take a moment to just take a scan of the mental, physical, and emotional state. Notice any changes. And now lie on your back for Shavasana. Ease your way down. Rest on your back. And from here on in, try not to move. In the effort of trying to remove body awareness altogether, for you are not the body, nor the mind, nor the emotions. Shavasana is the best way of removing impurities. It's a profoundly healing practice. So now just take your attention to your left hand and just relax it completely. Allow it to go limp, the fingers, the wrists, the whole hand. Just feel it going limp and flimsy, dead-like. And then the arm from the left wrist all the way up to the shoulder. Release all the muscles along the way. Feel as though they were just made of jello, just hanging from the arms, completely lifeless. So the arm becomes useless and heavy, and limp. And from the shoulder all the way down through the left side of the back, feel everything just sinking heavily, as though there was a big weight resting on top of the chest, and it makes everything just sag. Left side of the back just making a deep imprint into the soft earth below. And that just keeps on going down the body into the hips. The hips feel heavy, so the hip joint was made of lead or iron. All the weight pooling in the seat, so it's heavy, like an anchor for the body. And it starts to move its way down the left leg, thigh becomes heavy as a result of the muscles, releasing those large muscles, just giving way to complete relaxation. The lower leg as well. Whole left leg becomes extremely heavy, unmovable. And then the foot just falling outwards like the hand, limp and lifeless. All the toes. No tension, no tightness in any part of the foot. Just allow it to fall outwards. Now, bring the attention to the right hand, starting now on the right side of the body. Allow it again, command it to just go limp. All the tension at an instant drops out of the hand. It's left completely dead-like. And then the right arm, same way as before. All the muscles in the arm just go soft, like as though the muscles are just hanging from the bones. Arm becomes heavy, lifeless. And once the whole arm is completely dead-like, bring the attention to the back, the torso. The right side of the back just sagging from the weight. Everything just melting and sinking into the ground on the right side. Upper back, the shoulder blades, and the lower back just sagging heavily, drooping. And the seat as well, once it reaches a seat, so heavy. The body feels like it's pulled down like an anchor through the seat. And when it reaches a leg, once again, as the heaviness threads its way down the leg, that becomes heavy as well. Whole body, whole left side and whole right side of the body, heavy as can be. And as you bring the attention to the right foot, that as well becomes lifeless, allowed to fall out to the side. Feel all the tension just releasing from the foot, leaving it lifeless, falling out to the side, inactive. All the organs within the body, the lungs, the heart, the stomach, the liver, the kidneys, the intestines, everything feels as though they were weighted down, so they were filled with cement. They become sluggish. And they slow down the activity to the point where it's just barely sustaining life. The head as well, very heavy on the ground. No tension at all, anywhere visible in the features of the face. The forehead is soft, no wrinkles, no frown lines. The eyes are softly gazing into the back of the eyes, no squinting, no straining. The jaw is relaxed, no clenching, no tightness there. So the throat can be relaxed. And the mind, as a result, the brain goes quiet as a result of the body being still. Observe the body in its dead-like, corpse-like state. thought to just, in your mind, lying there peacefully. And then imagine that you just erase that body from your image, disappears. Out of mind, out of the awareness, out of consciousness. In truth, we all eventually experience all forms. We pass through all experiences, all forms. And this is the purpose of the physical practice, to cultivate unconditional love for all beings, to tap into the consciousness of each form, to be one with the form. And when we're able to do that, that is when a mind can find stillness and quietness and peace. So ingrain in your mind and bodies now the following sentence 3 times. Repeat it mentally to hold it in your mind and your heart. I honor all forms and I remain receptive to all experiences. Sign of self-realization is when we have unconditional love for all forms, all beings. And we see sameness in all beings and all experiences. We remain unaffected, therefore, of the outcome of any experience. And remain unaffected by suffering and pain. Everything happens exactly in the right time, in the exact way that needs to help us to grow spiritually, to become more spiritually correct with each and every experience, each and every piece of knowledge that we take in. And the highest form of love that we can show to others is to share that knowledge with them as well, so that they too may find the ways to stop those patterns, stop bringing ourselves into patterns that cause pain and suffering. Now find your way back into your body now. So you're making yourself ready to carry out your mission now, off the mat. Slowly and mindfully and quietly prepare to sit up. Reconnect with your physical form. Feel it awaken and make your way back up. Close with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within, send it out to all beings everywhere. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace within. Namaste. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. And I'll stitch the video together and send a link later on when it's stitched together. There is probably no class next week because I'm traveling and I might have to work. However, stay tuned. I'll send a message on Friday if it's possible for me to teach from my hotel room. All right, so I will let you know on Friday. So otherwise, you can join my class on Sunday through Zoom. Let me know and I can send you a link if you want to join that class. Thank you so much. That's next week. Namaste.